How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. This video is a little bit different today. I'm talking about obviously the Nintendo Direct that happened, but instead of talking about the majority of the Direct, I just want to talk about the parts that I took interest in and kind of talk a little bit about each of them, and not just the things I'm excited about, but kind of some things to look forward to in the future. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I actually made a list of everything I wanted to talk about on my cell phone while I was originally watching the Direct, so we'll be able to do this pretty efficiently. Something that we're also going to be taking a look at is the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance emulators through the Nintendo Switch Online. I really want to see how these work. I have a really good time playing the Nintendo, the NES, the SNES, and the N64. I think for the most part, if you're not playing online, they work pretty smooth, so we're going to see how those work as well. Without really much else to say, let's get right into it. All right, so the first half of this Direct really not a lot. It really didn't show a lot of interest to me. So the first thing that really picked up for interest for me was I've never played Dead Cells before, but Dead Cells with the Castlevania editions has me interested, and I think I'm going to give this a whirl when it comes out. Let's take a look.
Castle's hellish halls and outskirts alongside Richter Belmont and Alucard, leading up to a showdown with Death and Dracula himself. Wield the Vampire Killer and other iconic weapons as you vanquish legions of monsters in frenetic combat. 12 original covers and 51 songs from the Castlevania series accompany you during your quest in Dead Cells: Return to Castlevania, sinking its teeth into Nintendo Switch March 6th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
So I've definitely been a fan of Castlevania as of late. I haven't played any of the Castlevania games yet, but I have played the Bloodstained games, and I've watched the Castlevania series. That's like all I have on my name for Castlevania or anything like it. I was actually kind of excited when this was announced, and I'm pretty excited to play it. I will definitely be playing this for sure. So look forward to that probably sometime this year. Now, I'm about 22 minutes into the roughly 45-minute Direct. So at this point, I've only had one game where I was showing some kind of interest in, and the next game that's coming up is Sea of Stars. One of my friends that I met here through playing games on Twitch has really just shown immense interest, because some of the people who are behind The Messenger are behind this game called Sea of Stars, which is kind of like a Chrono Trigger RPG-like game, but it's combined with what it looks like graphics and music from The Messenger. So this looks really cool, really exciting. She's got me hyped for this.
Complement your journey with enchanting melodies and retro-inspired tunes from the renowned Yasunori Mitsuda, a guest composer for the game. Sea of Stars.
The music is really good. And we have a release date, August 29th.
Launch later today on Nintendo eShop.
You can pre-order it. I'm pretty sure you can probably pre-order this digitally, but I'm gonna get a physical pre-order. I will leave the link to that below. All right, so not too far in from Sea of Stars, we have the Kirby Returns to Dreamland Deluxe, where we kind of get like a news story. So I'll let it play out and then I'll talk about it. Or maybe I'll talk as I go through it.
A new story will unfold in the Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe game. Magolor, the interdimensional traveler from the main adventure, has lost his powers and must escape the realm between dimensions.
So I'm originally a collector of video games, and Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Wii is actually on my list to get, but now that this is coming out, I don't really have it on my list anymore. And not only is it getting reprinted on the Switch, essentially, or it's getting a reboot on the Switch, we have more content. It kind of made it feel like a Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, where you have like a great game and then you have something brand new.
To regain Magolor's powers, you'll need to collect magic points by defeating enemies. With magic points, different abilities can be restored and enhanced.
Yeah, this looks good. It looks fun too.
Levitation. Or increase his attack range. The order in which you restore his powers is up to you. There are over 20 interdimensional stages to explore.
I kind of wonder how difficult this game is, actually. Like this little thing, like this little extra part.
Through this mysterious realm together.
Also, Megalore is freaking cute, by the way.
Can Megalore restore his powers and safely return to his world? You can access this new epilogue after clearing story mode.
So for me, whom I've never played Return to Dreamland, I'm actually okay with this. I don't mind this too much. I think Bowser's Fury was available right away. As a matter of fact, it was available right away because I played Bowser's Fury first before I played the main story game for Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. So the fact that this is only available after you beat the story mode, I don't know how to feel about that. I think that might turn off some people. I think that maybe it should have been available right away. But I think that this is still pretty cool.
Turn to Dreamland Deluxe. Next, here's some news about Nintendo Switch Online.
I have a lot to say about this. So we're going to be talking a lot here. I'll try not to interrupt too much, but I got a lot to say about this.
Game Boy games are being added to Nintendo Switch Online.
Which this is out now.
On Nintendo Switch, you can play these games anytime, anywhere, just like you could back in the day. Let's introduce the games that will be available.
I have a lot of these games, actually.
Tetris.
I think I have a copy of Tetris. I need Tetris on the NES, but I have it for the Game Boy for sure.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
You can't, like, go wrong with this game at all.
Stole from you. The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. Awaken the Windfish to escape Koholint Island.
This is one of my first Zelda games I ever played.
Gargoyle's Quest. Save the Ghoul Realm as Firebrand from the Ghosts and Goblins series.
I've never played that game before. I heard this game was like hit and miss, but I heard a lot of people liked it.
Alone in the Dark, the new nightmare. Solve a murder mystery on the supernatural Shadow Island. Metroid 2, Return of...
This game is expensive. I think this is like a $50, $60, $70 game, loose cart, so that's pretty cool.
Wario Land 3. Traverse a world that changes between day and night based on your actions.
I've never played this game before. Never was a big fan of the Wario games, like I didn't have a lot of interest. This is nostalgic for me. A lot of people, I've heard some people say that this game is like but it's pretty nostalgic for me.
You can use the Game Boy, Game Boy Pocket, or Game Boy Color screen filters.
I'm curious to see what those look like.
You can play compatible games together locally or online.
That's pretty cool too.
More games will be added in the future.
Okay, I think this is the last bit before they jump into the Game Boy Advance. So I'm gonna save like the typical not the typical comments, but the comments I have for both of these until after. I think it's really cool that they're finally adding that. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I'm glad they're finally adding this to the Switch. It's kind of a long time coming. Some of these games are really expensive. Some of these games are very, very expensive. For example, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, those are like $45, $50 games. Separately, Loose Cart, they're $45, $50, pretty much no matter what. I have a complete in-box copy of each. I have a loose copy of each, both in English, and I plan on getting Japanese copies because I kind of want to speedrun the games. And those are a lot cheaper. But the fact of the matter is that with them being available on NSO, I really hope we see those games go down in price. PTCG is super, super, super fun. If you've never played that game before and you're interested in playing card games at all and you just want to play like old stuff, PTCG is a lot of fun. I think that game is a lot of fun. I kind of commented already about all the other games, so we'll play this a little bit after I review everything. So let's keep going. Oh my god! I actually did do this when I first saw this.
Game Boy Advance games are being added to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. Here are the games that you can play at launch.
I speed ran this for anybody who doesn't know. Super Mario Brothers 3 on the Game Boy Advance. I speed ran that.
Brothers 3. Play 38 extra levels from the Nintendo e-reader accessory. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. Experience the origins of the...
I heard that game is actually super expensive too. I don't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Guide the spinning stick to the goal without hitting obstacles.
This was sort of an interesting game. I wasn't expecting that.
Kart Super Circuit. Race in the first
This is
Mario Kart
cool.
game created for a portable system. Mario and Luigi.
I played a little bit of this game, and this game's a
Adventure
lot
through
of
a zany
fun.
world and fight with equally zany attacks. The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap.
This is another good example of an expensive game.
Into a big adventure. Local and online play is supported for
I
compatible
wonder
games,
how this
and up to
works.
4 players can play together.
I wonder how this works. I'm very curious.
More
All right,
games
I'm
will
gonna
be added to
stop.
this library.
I'm gonna stop it right here. So the game to the right that you can't see is Golden Sun. But these are like really good examples of games that are actually really expensive. The Game Boy Advance games, depending on the ones that you want, can be very expensive. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is like a $50 game. Metroid Fusion's like a $50, $60, $70 game. I don't know how much Fire Emblem and I don't know if F-Zero is a lot, but I think Fire Emblem is a little bit. Before we had The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap loose. The Minish Cap loose was like $85. It was like $85. I'm currently going to look up on eBay right now how much The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap is. I have to imagine that loose Kart probably is going to go down a little bit. Maybe not right now. Yeah, like right now, if I wanted to buy an authentic copy of The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap, the one that's in the best shape right now is $90, but $90 or best offer on eBay. That's the lowest amount. There's one for $80, but it looks like the case is in pretty bad shape. You can probably buy a replacement case, but it's rough out there, man. It's rough out there with some of these games. So the fact that this is coming up on here is astounding. Perhaps some of these games will probably lower in price once things start to settle with the Switch Online. But there's a little bit more to go in this yet, and then I'm going to stop and talk a little bit more.
As well. After this presentation, you
Now
can
this
play
is
these
important.
Game Boy titles with the Nintendo Switch Online membership, or play both Game Boy and Game Boy Advance titles with the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there because it's trying to transition. I think that this is a very, very important topic. And this is going to sound like I'm kissing Nintendo's butt or I am taking Nintendo's side on this. But for right now, as things are, hear me out. So this is for individuals. So if you're just a single person, or maybe you want to split this between like you and like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your significant other. If you want Nintendo Switch Online, it's $20 a year. And then if you want the expansion pack, which includes the N64, the Sega Genesis, and the Game Boy Advance, you have to pay $50 a year. So I kind of want to talk about things that come with them. So with both of them, you get online play, you get NES, you get the NES and the Super Nintendo Online, and you get the Game Boy. You get these 3 consoles and online play all already for $20 a year. So continuing for $20 a year, you have the Save Data Cloud and you have the Nintendo Switch Online app and special offers. Special offers is a whoop-de-doo, I guess, if you're not into that kind of thing. But you get all of this already for $20, which is pretty good considering some people feel uncomfortable with downloading emulators and ROMs, and of course the ethical and legal implications behind all of that. This is pretty good. Now, I'm not going to say this is like the way to go, because like there's games on the Super Nintendo Online that are not even on there still, like Super Mario RPG. There's probably a couple others like TMNT, Turtles. I can't think of it. I think it's Turtles in Time. There's a few other games too that they just haven't made it on there. I don't know if Mega Man X is on there, but Mega Man X is available in other spots too. But anyways, you get the idea. Game Boy Online is really cool. I thought that we would maybe see some more games come up. Like I was looking to maybe see the Pokemon games on there, but I figured they would save that for a Pokemon Direct if that was the route they were going to go. They might not ever do that either. Something else. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the $20. Now, if you get the $50, if you go for the expansion pack, you get Nintendo 64 Switch Online, so you get all the Nintendo 64 games. You get the Game Boy Advance game. You get the Game Boy Advance. You get the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, so that'll get you all 6 waves just by having the expansion pass. So by upgrading to the $50. If you're a huge fan of Animal Crossing, you get the Happy Home Paradise extension to it as well. The Splatoon 2, I guess, has an expansion that you can get with it, and that all comes with it. There's also Sega Genesis, which I don't think they've added a lot of games to Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis really hasn't been like the biggest throw. It's almost like a throw-in. Hasn't really been like super fantastic, but you get all of that for $50 a year. So think about that. That's less than, you take $50 and divide that by 12. That's less than $5 a month. That's a little bit more than $4 a month. That's not that bad for all of this. If you're not a huge retro collector, and you don't really want to spend the money on like the $25 for Animal Crossing, the $25 for Mario Kart 8, this is actually pretty damn good. I think it's still, there's a couple of caveats to all of this though, right? There's a couple of caveats to all of this. So let's talk about it, because I can just show this screen now. We can go back to the video. Two things is that, one, this is all still this is still essentially, I was trying to say proprietary Nintendo's content. This is their stuff. They can easily choose to pull this stuff back and not have it anymore. Now, they're probably not going to do that, at least not right now, because the Switch is obviously still going strong. We've got a total of 5 different Nintendo consoles, and then we got the Sega Genesis, where we have content. We have games that we can play. Half of the games that are on my shelf right now are available on, through their Switch Online Plus expansion pack. Half of them at least are available through that. So that's pretty big. Because I have a decent collection, and it can get pretty expensive. So the fact that it's all available right here for, $4.25 essentially a month, that's pretty powerful. Granted my heed of the warning. Now, the next thing I really want to talk about is, while we have other games coming for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, it does leave me wondering what's going to happen to the Nintendo 64 Switch Online. Like, it's not even mentioned here anymore, right? Well, I guess it is. It's in that little box, but they said that they had more games that they were going to be releasing in 2023. We haven't really heard of anything outside of GoldenEye, so I don't really know what else is coming. I haven't even taken a look and see, there's a ton of games that are still not available from the N64. I think most of the good ones are. I'm taking a look at my list right now. Like, we don't have the original Super Smash Brothers. We have Paper Mario. We have Mario Tennis. I don't think we have Mischief Maker. I heard that game was pretty good. I haven't actually played it yet. Sue me. But we don't have Gauntlet Legends. But most of these other games I have, like Mario Golf, Mario 64, the 3 Mario Parties, Super Mario 64, Star Fox, Paper Mario, the Zeldas, they are all on here. So, I mean, for me personally, the N64 seems like it's a pretty done deal for me. But it doesn't mean that they can stop putting games on there. There's still probably a lot more games on there that they could put on there. But with Game Boy Advance and Game Boy, this is where we start getting into the Pokemon territory, because we got Snap. I don't know if we ever got Stadium. I gotta see if we actually ever got Stadium. You see, no Pokemon Stadium. There's no Pokemon Stadium here. Pokemon Stadium is not listed here. Stuff like this is the reason why some of those games actually do increase in value on the secondary market, because they're just not available. Banjo-Tooie isn't on here. I don't necessarily care for the game, but Banjo-Tooie isn't on here. So there's definitely room for games to get on here still. There's still room for games to get on here still. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. I think this is still leading into something that's super cool. Minish Cap is already available, so if you don't want to go buy a $90 game and you don't really feel like going to buy a knockoff, this is great. This is fantastic. All right, that's enough of that. Let's move on.
Let's see a few more headlines.
Prime game is remastered.
Oh my gosh. Okay, still not even stopping this recording. This has been a 20-minute recording so far. We have the Metroid Prime Remaster. I've never played Metroid Prime. I played Dread so far, and I really enjoyed Dread. But I have another friend who loves to play Metroid Prime. It's like his favorite game, I think. And I was already watching some streamers play this because this is available digitally right now, and it's crazy. This looks really good. This looks really good. Yeah, I think this was, I don't know if this was a long time coming, but it looks really good. I pretty much said everything I needed to say here. Pretty excited about this. I am going to get a physical version of the game. I'm a physical Kart / disc guy. I will be getting a physical version of this game for sure. It is available today, but I'm not going to be showing that off at all. All right, so now we have the Wave 4 for Mario Kart 8, which this was really cool because they have a brand new course and it looks super retro.
A brand new course is zooming into Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC.
This is cool.
Birdo, who originally hit the track in Mario Kart Deluxe, is also being added to Wave 4.
I like how they have all the colors of the Birdos you can see. It's really cool.
Wave 4 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game races onto the Nintendo Switch system this spring. Active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost. The DLC can also be purchased on its own.
All right, so we're at the last bit of this, which is obviously the Zelda. It's regarding Zelda. So a lot going on here. I'm not going to pick this apart. I'm just going to watch it, I think, for the most part.
Rise, rise, my servants. Sweep over Hyrule. Eliminate this kingdom and her allies. Leave no survivors!
Link, I am not sure you'll be able to stop him. Please, lend him your power.
That was The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, the latest entry in the Legend of Zelda series. In addition to the standard version, a collector's edition of the game containing various...
All right, so in conclusion to the Legend of Zelda trailer, still like obviously no official gameplay, but I'd like to take this time and just say how much care obviously looks like went into this game compared to the care that went into Pokemon Sword and Shield. For whatever reasons, I honestly personally don't care. There's so much more care went into this game that I'm essentially convinced I'm going to get it. I've been talking with a few friends in my own community about it, about what should I be expecting out of Tears of the Kingdom? Should I be expecting, you know, do we want dungeons, shrines? Like, what are we gonna get? What do I want? What are we gonna do? Honestly, the way that I'm seeing this is that I have zero expectations. That's how I came into this direct. Was with zero expectations. It's not like that we don't need any more Zelda. I think we always, you know, prefer and thrive on more content, but whatever they decide to do is what they decide to do. So I'm going to play it regardless of it, and I will take it from there. It looks dark, and that's stuff that I like. So I'm good with it. I'm putting my hands up and I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna play it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to try to have this as best of a time that I can. If you want the collector's edition, I kind of wanted it, but it's $130. I feel like that's pretty steep considering that I have kind of a couple other, like, I want to buy this game itself. I want to buy Metroid Prime. I'm getting Kirby. It's a little steep if you want to spend some money on some video games, but either way, that's about it for the direct. I think overall with this direct, I was fairly satisfied. I was fairly satisfied with this direct. I had zero expectations other than what we already know, which is we had a Kirby game and we had a Zelda game. That was basically it. Other than maybe Sea of Stars, I knew about that as well. But hey, we got a lot of stuff here. We got Game Boy stuff to take a look at. Metroid Prime Remastered, came out as well. We have a Wave 4 coming for Mario Kart again, which we knew about, but it's kind of nice getting some details around all of the content. So kind of gets us hyped for looking forward to that stuff. But until then, though, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.